that means Detroit media icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Blocked. Hey,
there we go.
Let's go. Friday show, March 21st, 2021. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for sticking with us. Pete Spivak, a genius in there, a technical wizard in there. He got us going in
he's a pinball wizard.
Way less time than I thought. I thought it was going to be around 2:30, 2:40 before we did a show, but Pete got us going in here in about 6 minutes. Braylon Edwards, good to be with you. Good afternoon to you.
Good to be with you as well, and shout out to Pete. You know, when you do all these shows through the course of the day, you got Morning Woodward, you got Big D Energy, and then we come in and you keep repeating this cycle.
System overload.
100% it becomes system overload. And to be honest, you remember back in the day when you're in college or high school, 15 minutes, the teacher's not there. You can take off. If Pete hadn't figured it in 15 minutes, I was getting out of here going to watch some March Madness. But Pete Spivak, you figured it out. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, boys. Thank you.
Genius wizard. But you know, it's probably because he fixes all those video games and systems and all that stuff.
That's right.
He's just a wealth of knowledge and wizardry.
Appreciate you,
Time
boys.
away.
Speaking of the non-wizardry, it's me. Yes, I am here, folks. Welcome in Friday. Man, that's good. I'm glad it's Friday. It's nice out.
Yeah.
A little crisp, but very nice. I'll take the sun all day long. I stayed up to about 1:15 last night, watched all the games after bowling. So night at bowling. And Michigan, man. Woo-wee! They were in for it. They wanted to give that game away. And
they almost did.
They almost did twice.
Let me say hi to Ricky Burns. Ricky Burns is in the house.
What's
now,
up?
Ricky, our good friend KG was here as well.
Yes, who looks nothing like me.
Nothing like each other.
You gotta tell him what that was, Ricky.
So literally, all right, so I'll tell the people. So we come in, Ryan comes in, he's saying hi to everybody, says hi to me. It's like you froze for a second. Also, you're like, oh, hey, hey. He was standing directly next to me the entire time.
I was so laser focused. If I don't get a spot out in front, I have no chance to get
Stop
here on
playing
time.
for the parking spot.
I have no chance to get here on time. So I walk in 1:52, and I see Ricky over there. I wasn't even looking over there, but then KG was there too. I said, damn, hey, KG, good to see that he's killing it on the Wake Up
All the
Woodward
other
show.
He's also clipping for us as well.
Absolutely.
Hey, shout out to
Clips
our
aren't the
friend Adam Morency.
Shout out.
He's our guy. He's our family. Adam Morency. Thank you for the
What's going
treats
on,
today
Adam?
on a Friday. We appreciate you, my friend.
No doubt. Hey, just a thought about you, Tom Mazaway. So last night, I don't think it's fair to say that I watched the Michigan game last night.
Yeah.
I stayed up. I was in and out, sick kid, dealing with that back and forth. I was up all night. But I see a text come through from Tom Mazaway at 1:15, who's got 1:15 in the morning, who has the next day's rundown outlined for us. And I was so tired at this time, but I saw the text come through and I looked at it. And I was like, thank you.
All right.
You are an incredible person to
I
work
love
that
you.
hard,
Thank you.
that late up at night, putting a rundown together. I wanted to give you your props, man,
Thanks,
because
my
that is dedication.
Thank
That
you.
is
Yeah, it is.
dedication.
He's always been that way from the
Yeah.
very beginning.
It is.
Thanks,
it
guys.
is remarkable.
He used to do all the shows in the beginning.
Yeah.
That's right.
He was a producer
No
for
doubt.
all 3 of the shows in the very beginning.
Hey,
No
it's
doubt.
My pleasure to put a good show together for our good friends here in Detroit. By the way, I was at my other job today, and driving through was a guy, and he's like, hey, Maz, go Woodward Sports. And it's none other than Dragon fan Tim. Who's
Get
on the
out of
chat.
here. What's up, Dragon fan?
Tim puts his window down. He says, Woodward Sports, Maz. So I told him he's going to get a shout out today. Tim English, Dragon fan Tim, man.
Good
What's up?
job.
What's up?
Good job, man. All right, well, thanks so much for that. Guys, we'll get into the Spartans in a little bit. They play tonight at 10, but we will start with the Wolverines. Out in Denver last night, fresh off a Big Ten tournament championship. And, short rest. I think that's fair to say.
It
You
is.
You play on a Sunday afternoon. You travel to play on a Thursday. You basically have 3 off days before you got to play in the elevation. Hey, those are the cards that you're dealt. And a lot of people had UC San Diego as the upset team of this tournament, and it almost became true.
Yeah.
Michigan is a very, very flawed team. I did not think that having 2 7-footers, UC San Diego would be able to compete unless, and if you remember what I said, unless
Turnover.
you turn the ball over. That's exactly. You have a 14-point lead at halftime. That's exactly what I watched the second half this morning.
8-0 lead to start the game.
10-0.
10.
I watched the game this morning, the second half this morning. It was like, what the heck happened? And you can't turn the ball over. And this is going to beat Michigan because I don't know if they have it in them not to turn the ball over like this. And all of these games that they have won, I think they have 13 wins now of 4 points or less. Usually that hardens a team, Braylon Edwards. I almost think that highlights the fact that they usually have big leads on teams and then let the teams back in. I'm not sure that's the greatest thing in the world, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. University of Michigan has been doing that all season. They've been having these big leads. Remember early on in the year they had 3 leads in a row of 17 or more, and they lost all the leads and lost 2 of those games. So this has been kind of consistent with Michigan. That's why they're having to win at the buzzer like they've been doing this last week.
Hey, 11 straight.
Let me
4
start.
points or less that they've won. 11 straight.
They feel very much like Minnesota did 3 years ago when Minnesota won 11 games out of it was 11-0 in
Yep.
one-score
Yep.
games.
The
Kirk
Vikings
Cousins,
you're talking
100,
about. Yeah.
100% the Vikings. Just with Michigan, with that being said, watching them is shout out to Dusty May. Let's start there. Shout out to Dusty May. Going into the season, we didn't know what to expect, how bad that team was last year under Coach Juwan Howard. First year, Dusty May didn't have a lot of players necessarily coming into Michigan through NIL, still trying to figure that out. He brought in some players that he saw in Wolf, in Golden, who was playing for him. And not only did they win the tournament, they got to it, and then they won the first round. So congrats to them. But with that said, you can't turn the ball over. And they fall apart towards the end of the first half. If you saw it, Wolf struggled at the end of the first half. He turned the ball over 4 times in a row. Coming down, they got to take the ball out of his hands. But the problem is,
Who are you going to give it to?
that's the problem right there. Donaldson is making the big shots for him at the
Boy,
end of
did
the
he
game.
make the big one.
Shout out
Huge.
to him. He's been
Onions!
Yeah,
He's
he
been
is.
doing that for the last month or so, but he struggles with bringing the ball up the court. He struggles with running offense, and those problems they're going to run into. Remember what Michigan State did to them? Remember what Illinois did to them
Yeah.
in those games?
Second half.
100%. They trapped Wolf, and he struggled. So they've won a bunch of different ways. With that being said, we're playing with what do you call them, man? House money.
House money.
We're playing with house money. So I'm happy that Michigan advanced. I'm happy that they beat UC San Diego, who fought hard late. We just got to keep hoping we have that grit. I think that's the best thing going for Michigan. That's 4 in a row. And all those games are different types of wins.
Yep.
Each and every one of them, which means they kind of like a Tony Allen type thing, grit and grind. So
Listen, when you can win the close games, you're a dangerous team. That means you're never out of a game.
I agree with that.
You're
I
never
agree
out
with
of a
that.
game. So Dusty May has coached these guys up. He's done the best he can, slapping this team together. How many wins did they have last year? 8?
8, I believe.
Right?
Yeah.
And look what they've done this year. And then they win the tournament. After losing 5 in a row, they win the tournament, and now they win their first game in the big dance. They get Texas A&M tomorrow night at 5:15-ish. There's a second game in that one. So I'm looking forward to this team. I think they're a Sweet 16 team. I said it from before. I'll say it again, and then they'll get to play maybe MSU and Michigan again for the 3rd time.
Here's the one thing that I'm a novice basketball lover or analyst, if you will. I don't know much, but
We all
know,
are.
I do know this: shot selection has to be better for Michigan. You got 2 7-footers relying on 3-point shots. And although Golden has hit a lot of 3-pointers this year, he's missed way more than he's made. His percentage isn't like that to where you can take these shots. So now that you're in the second round of the tournament, shot selection has to be key. Use the 7-footers for what they are. Golden is a guy, get the ball into him. He can make free throws, and he can get the and one. Old school basketball has to be where Michigan goes in this play. Shot selection is going to be key. Too many 3-pointers by people that can't shoot.
That being said, I'm not going to complain about a win in March. I mean,
No.
survive and advance, survive and advance, survive and advance. It is a coined phrase for a reason. But again, it does seem to be a trend for Michigan so far this season. They do win the close games, but they allow teams back in the game. It happened with Wisconsin. In the Big Ten tournament lead, I believe, or a 12-point lead in the second half.
They ran off 17
late
straight.
second half.
They ran off 17
late
straight
in this,
points.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's unacceptable. That's an unacceptable thing to happen. And luckily, Michigan did make a play with 5 seconds to go in the game to win that game. And again, a 3-point. They had a great look. UC San Diego had an absolutely picture-perfect look, and it looked like it was going in. It was
Hand
on
in
target.
the face, though. Hand in the face.
Anything in overtime, you just don't know.
Yeah, you know what they are is you got to have a guy that can just go out there and get in college basketball. If you want to win, you got to play defense, and you got to have a guy that can go out there and get you 27 and 28. Michigan doesn't have that guy that you can just give the ball to. Wolf has had 24, I understand. Golden's had 22, 23, and has been their best player. But those aren't guys that I just readily know can go out and get me 28 if I need it, and that's the problem because these teams are going to press Golden, they're going to press Wolf because they don't trust the other three. So if Michigan does not help Golden, if they don't help Wolf, if they don't help Donaldson, that's where they're struggling. I know we're excited to have a win, but since we have the win and we're moving on, this is why I feel Michigan can get better. Somebody's got to help those 2 7-footers.
I love Lad Golden, and of course he brings the experience of Florida Atlantic with him, right? They were in a Final Four. I mean, that's huge. Mm-hmm. That's a huge thing. Him and Dusty May have been there before. That's why I like this team to keep winning.
I do believe this season is already a success, though, no matter what happens from
God,
here.
yes.
You talked about
That's what we
house
said,
money.
yeah.
You talked about house money. I totally agree with that. To go from an 8-win team, and I know the portal is everything, and Dusty May played the portal perfectly this time around. But to be top 4 in the Big Ten in the regular season, to win the Big Ten tournament championship, and then to win a game in the NCAA tournament coming from where this team came from in one season, I think that's a success, and we'll see where they go from here. You play them one at a time. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know exactly how they match up with Texas A&M.
Yeah,
I don't.
We don't know.
I don't know anything about Texas A&M.
I'm glad you brought the experience part of it. That experience is key. Like you said, Golden had made it to the Final Four. You got that experience. Yesterday was his 7th game in the tournament. Yep. And the same goes for Donaldson. Look, Donaldson last year, he missed 2 free throws that were very costly to Auburn in the game that they lost in the tournament. And then he transfers to Michigan. He still has that moment, that experience. What happened down the stretch? He had a big shot. Because he had been there before. He knows what it is. That experience is going to help Michigan, too.
I think they can meet Auburn if they go all the way, right?
Yeah, they would.
They Michigan State.
Yeah, well, of course.
Well, they'd have to beat Auburn, and then they'd play Michigan State.
Right.
That would be. That's
right.
how that would go because they would play Michigan State essentially
Sweet
to go
16.
to the Final Four.
Right, and that's a bad matchup for Michigan.
It's a terrible matchup, and this is all about matchups.
No doubt.
I was going to, if you guys don't mind, I have been watching Texas A&M because I've been watching college basketball the last month and a half. Texas A&M beat Auburn.
How are they doing?
Ago.
How they doing on the number? Because that's the only reason you're watching.
Yeah,
Texas.
no, obviously the number's very, very important, right? You know that. But their backcourt, the backcourt for Texas A&M is extremely lethal. Don't let that record fool you. They were in a very, very good SEC team. My whole point I'm trying to make to you guys is the winner of Michigan, Texas A&M will beat Auburn.
That's pretty. A lot of people say Auburn is ripe for the beating, but again, we'll see what happens. I have to make one point about the broadcast last night. I was so excited that Brad Nessler was the play-by-play guy. He is just.
Well, Brian Anderson is no slouch.
But Brad Nessler is tremendous.
Always has been.
Always.
Brendan Haywood ruined the game for me.
Why?
He was docile.
He did say something.
He was just talking too much. Timing is everything. I'm a broadcaster junkie.
Yeah.
You gotta shut up when you're the color analyst. You have got to stop talking and let the play-by-play guy make the call, and then you jump in. It's all about timing. But when you put a mismatch, hodgepodge group of announcers, you lose the timing.
No doubt.
In a tournament like this. There is no timing. I would just think an experienced guy like Haywood would understand. Shut up.
Maybe someone will tell him now for the next game. Because we get Nessler again now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so disappointing. I'm like, I don't know. That's a big deal to me.
You like Eagle on the main broadcast?
Oh, he's tremendous.
Taking over for Jim.
Yeah,
Nance.
I don't
He
even
is
miss.
very good.
I don't even miss Nance at all.
He is very good.
I don't miss Nance at all.
And I love Tom McCarthy. He always does the third or fourth game, but they put him with the worst analysts you could ever imagine. But Tom McCarthy is terrific. They got a bunch of Spiro Ditas
Ditas
is great. I think he is phenomenal.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
That's another good pick by for those guys. See, you never know what the games are on.
No.
But my DirecTV is outstanding
Yeah.
because I have the sports channel, the sports network. I just hit the home button, and it shows every single game where I want to go.
Speaking of, go ahead, please.
I was gonna say with Brendan Hayward, what it is now is there's so many outlets, there's so many podcasts, there's so many ways to make revenue streams and make money. Like everybody's, people are talking too much. He's trying to get himself known. He's trying to say something that catches on, that goes viral, or somebody say like, "Yo, man, that Brendan Hayes, man, like he's funny," or Brendan Hayes, he's got this. People are trying to sell themselves in that analyst space or that color space, so that they can make money down the line with YouTube and other shows. That's what that is, 100%.
You probably had the chat on.
Hell yeah.
Right.
At the same time.
100%.
Big Ten's got some great analysts. The Big Ten Network, when they do a game, Robbie Hummel is phenomenal.
Yeah, he is.
He's phenomenal. And I'm sorry that he's not on these broadcasts.
Well,
But no one's better than Bill Raftery.
Bill
is
Raftery
top
at
of the line.
82 years young is still
best.
the top of his game.
The best.
Doing these. Speaking of the top of his game, I just have to make mention I felt a little bit better about Michigan yesterday after the McNeese State win yesterday. They're not
Joe
McNeese
Dumars.
State anymore. They're just McNeese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was a 12-5, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a 12-5. I knew one of them happened every year.
Yeah,
And once that happened, I was like, okay,
You'll
so
get
that's
one
good.
today, too.
So I actually picked McNeese
Nice.
because of the student manager. I saw
He's got a story.
I saw the student
could be your cousin,
manager
Ryan.
during the
Intro.
conference championship week.
Right.
Conference championship, and then I followed this. He's been doing this all year long. They've been doing this entrance all year long. Have you seen this?
The music coming out of the locker room.
He wears an old school boombox.
Right.
He picks the music, and the team comes out, and they're all dancing. It's almost like a Remember the Titans
Yes.
kind of feel to
Yes.
it. Where they,
They
yeah.
danced onto the field. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like they're dancing out of the court. They've already won.
Yeah.
They have beat you before they step foot on the floor. And this is the only student manager in college basketball that has an NIL deal. He is that popular.
What's he have?
He's got Buffalo Wild Wings.
Well, he's making some money.
He's got tick picks now.
Wow.
He's got them all. He's got the big tick picks on his boombox now. That
love that.
boombox that's an older, but look at this guy.
That's an older picture, yes.
It's funny we were talking about
Amir Khan is his name?
Yeah, Amir Khan.
He's a good boxer.
Yeah, right. It's just it's awesome for Kyle, and I hope McNeese wins. There's your 12-11. I think they got because Drake won yesterday as
they
well.
can beat Drake.
By the way, did you hear the announcer after that one?
What did he say?
He
Love the
said,
Drake?
No, he said Drake couldn't win a battle with Kendrick Lamar all year, but you can beat. But you can beat
You can beat
Missouri. Yeah, it was pretty good, though. I mean, he's
That's
just
great.
trying. He's
Me and Pete were
trying.
going back and forth with our Seinfeld. Love the
You
Drake,
don't like it,
hate
Ricky?
the Drake.
That's
Coffee
low-hanging
cakes.
fruit. That's low-hanging fruit. Come on. You liked it?
I did. I mean, at the end of the day, look. I mean, first of all, pause. They shoved that battle down our situation for a
Facts.
year. That's on them. It was everywhere, including the Super Bowl. So the fact that the school was Drake and they won, you got to take that shot.
I think I'm fatigued because of
True.
that reason.
You got to take that shot for him, but I can't understand with it. Like it's been a long journey with that Drake and Kendrick.
Did you
stuff.
see Arkansas knock
I
off?
love it.
John Calipari
I love
gets
it
the
for
win,
Cal.
beats Kansas.
Yeah.
And now he gets St. John's. It's the battle of the Goombas, baby. It is Calipari against Patino. I cannot wait for this freaking game tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited.
loving it.
There's no love lost between the two. We all know Patino got Calipari the job, but then it started to beef. Calipari's doing his thing. You get UMass and Marcus Camby and the whole 9 yards. It's gonna be fun. I heard they're 2-2 in the
Yep.
tournament. They're 2-2, so this will be the tiebreaker. I don't think Calipari has a shot, but at the end of the day, I just don't. When I watched in Arkansas last night, they're a team that cannot shoot. They cannot dribble. They really got exposed, and they should have lost. But Bill Self in Kansas and Hunter Dickinson, I mean, this is what Hunter Dickinson does.
No
And-
points in the second half for him.
Now he'll come back next year at age 28.
I don't think
and
he
play.
can. Can he?
But
I don't know how he came back this year.
Someone hung a jersey, Hunter Dickinson's next jersey, and it was the what's the when you get a job, the job site.
LinkedIn.
Indeed,
LinkedIn. It was a LinkedIn jersey.
I think all the money, I was going to say, that, like, all the pressure's on Rick Pitino. I don't think it's any on John Calipari.
No, I agree.
It's all on Rick Pitino.
He's got that Tyson chicken money at Arkansas. Pete,
Tyson
did you know
chicken.
that? The Tyson Chicken owner is like the biggest booster of Arkansas. He got Calipari to come to Arkansas. He's got a ton of Tyson Chicken money.
Jerry Jones,
behind
too.
him.
Jerry Jones
Yeah.
spends more money bringing players to Arkansas than
Yep.
he does for the Cowboys.
Ain't that something?
You hear what Calipari says? He said he lost a lot of weight. He said because his wife's doing a lot of cooking. He said he don't have as many friends as he does in, back in Lexington.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
he was everywhere. Everybody, all the friends are going out to eat every night. All
He's
the
on his
steak
own
dinners.
now.
He said him and wifey are cooking. Lost a lot of weight.
You guys excited for the Spartans game tonight?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about excited. They're 18.5-point favorites.
I think Brian is going to upset them. And I'm not just saying that. This
This
is
is why they don't like you.
I know this is why they don't like me.
This is why.
This
whenever
I
this is
know.
it.
Why?
You
Listen,
bring it on yourself.
I know I do.
You-
I'm
bro,
not.
you just- you
I'm
deserve
not
to
trying.
hate.
I'm not
I'm
trying
gonna
to
read the
troll.
chat. I'm just reading the chat. for the rest
I'm
of the
not trying to troll. Here's why.
It's all-
You want
Here's
to hear from John Beeline?
yeah,
John
sure.
Beeline
Okay.
breaks this game
Okay.
down. It's Bryant and MSU.
Okay.
Our old favorite coach,
Okay.
John Beeline.
Bryant's plays with a really fast pace, one of the fastest pace in the country. I think they're number one in field goals attempted, so they're shooting it quick. Every team that I've seen thought they could do that against Michigan State went down hard because they're still going to guard you. Play whatever pace you want to play, they're going to guard you.
So they say you go out and run and gun, MSU will run you off the floor. Ryan.
Okay, so you know who else knows that? Phil Martelli.
Junior.
Phil Martelli.
Oh, senior.
If you don't think he's helping his son in this game, they have sat down for 5 days in preparation for this game. 4 days. I think if there's anybody that's got a shot to do it, it is Bryant. Okay? Now, I'm not going to say I'm rooting for it to happen because there's a part of me that would love to see Michigan State down the road here. But I think anytime you have this personal grudge probably against a program, and I would have to believe that Phil Martelli has a personal grudge against Michigan State just being the coach at Michigan and what happened last year when Phil Martelli was the coach for Michigan last year. I think he's sitting down with his son. Phil Martelli Jr. is the coach of Bryant, head coach of Bryant. And I just think they might have something up their sleeve here. It's
might have something.
I just got a hunch. This is not going to be. I think I don't promote gambling. I'm not, but I think the 18.5 is safe because I think this is going to be a damn close game, a very close game.
Yeah, I mean, people in Vegas are wrong a lot. Nah, maybe not a lot. They're wrong sometimes. I don't think this is one of those times, though. Like, Michigan State is locked in. You know, Tom Izzo is going to have his guys, I think, relax is the biggest thing that I see from Tom. Tom's all the interviews that I've seen him do, whether it was Colin Cowherd, whether it was on ESPN with Stephen A., whether it's the sound bites that I heard, he seems way more relaxed than I think he's ever had. Like, I don't sense that tightness, in him. I just don't. I think they're going to be relaxed. I think they got some players that can play. And like you said, the best thing about them is they play defense and they have scores. So I can't see it in the first round, Ryan. Maybe down the line, maybe Michigan, we'll see. But I can't see it in the first round.
I almost think Michigan State, if they don't lose tonight, they go all the way to the Final Four. I could envision that kind of scenario because I don't know what kind of players Tom Izzo has. They're very talented, but when you see Bryant across the chest, how can you not take it for granted? I guarantee. Well, I'm not going to
because their coach is Tom Izzo.
But I don't even know if the players on Michigan State know where Bryant is.
Does
I
that
certainly
matter?
don't.
You don't know. You don't know.
I
But
do.
does that matter?
But I
Where
play
is it,
college.
Pete?
That
Rhode
He's
film,
in Rhode Island.
Rhode
it's in
Island.
Rhode
Rhode
Island
Island,
for
yeah.
sure. It's on the East Coast of Rhode Island. But that film still came through. That film that Brian put up this year still came through. Tom Izzo's still showing those guys what they run, what got them to the point that Michigan State's going to see them in the first round. So I think the preparation will be key. You're talking about a guy that's been to the tournament 29 times in a row.
This is what I see. I see one of two things happening. Okay? One, Michigan State's going to lose tonight. Or two, they're going to win a close game, and then they'll blow out their opponent on Sunday.
Okay.
So That's what I think is going to happen. I think this is going to be a tougher game the toughest game for Michigan State that they'll play until I don't know. They probably blow out Michigan if they see Michigan.
I see it as a blowout tonight. I think what they're going to do is the same thing Michigan did in the first half yesterday, Maz. It's a big score in the first half, but then Michigan didn't make any adjustments. And once UC San Diego started finding themselves, they didn't know what to do, and they held on to a win. I think Michigan State gets up because they're a better team, they have better players, and they have a better coach. I think they stay ahead, and they win by – I don't know if it's 18, but they won't win by less than 15.
A couple great games going on right now.
Can I just say this one thing, Maz, because you're taking me there? I usually hate talking about live games during our show because ultimately more people will watch this after live than live. But I think this is worth pointing out. The 15 seed Robert Morris right now is down by 5 with under 5 minutes to go against 2 seeded Alabama.
Yep.
It's not crazy. These first round matchups are, especially the 1-16 and the 2-15. You feel like it's an automatic. Alabama players don't even know where Robert Morris is.
Yep.
And so you automatically think you could step on the floor and beat them. And I do think that is not good for anybody. I don't care who your coach is.
But then what's the point of having a coach that has experience then if you don't care who my coach is?
Game 2.
Because
the Sunday game.
Baylor just won. The 9-8. Baylor won it by 3 points. They go into the free throw line.
There you go,
it's
baby.
over. So they knocked out Mississippi State.
Part one of the parlay.
Look, I've seen it happen. Michigan State's lost in the first round before, so I guess to that theory, it doesn't matter. But I just see Tom Mills on his team in a better space this year. They're a good team. Losing to the first team. I mean,
yeah,
they're nah.
We'll see what happens. You guys, how about this? Everybody beating me up in the chat right now.
Yeah,
listen. Do me a favor, okay? Do me a favor, will you? Everybody beat me up in the chat, okay? It's just my opinion. If Michigan State blows Bryant out tonight by 20, feel free to blow up my Twitter at Ryan E Fox 2. That is my X page at Ryan E Fox 2. You can blow me up after the game, after Michigan State wins this game by 20 or more points. Until then,
no one is right.
Nobody's right. I'm not right, but neither are you. So how about that? Can you save the vitriol? Save the vitriol for after the game. Is that fair? And then you can tell me how bad I suck and how bad I don't know anything. Is that fair? Is that a good deal with you?
I think it's a good deal.
I think that's a fair deal.
I think it's extremely fair.
Okay.
But they're still going to abuse you anyway.
I think that's a fair deal.
I like it.
Okay.
It's an ongoing.
Very good. All right, guys. Lions made a signing today.
And yesterday.
Yeah.
We'll get to those coming up next.
Actually.
But first, a message from our good friends at Les Stanford Buick GMC. They've got great offers for everyone. Get a 2024 Envision, only $299 per month. Try out the 2025 Sierra Crew Cab Elevation, $229 per month. Or don't forget about that 2025 Hummer EV SUV, $799 per month. Get to Les Stanford today. Check out their massive inventory. I think we're doing a show there pretty soon, too, so we'd invite everybody to come on and check us out there. Les Stanford Buick GMC, QR code right there. Chevy, Cadillac in Dearborn, Buick GMC in Ferndale are always at lesstanford.com, lesstanford.com.
Together, let's drive.
Listen, I'm not sure who, but somebody let the Tigers get hot.
The Detroit Tigers are locked and loaded for another great summer in Detroit. And it all starts downtown at the biggest home opener party in the city. Join Woodward Sports at Grand Slam Festival as we take over the Detroit Opera House parking lot. A big-ass tent for a big-ass Detroit party. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFestival.com or follow Woodward Sports on X and IG for your chance to get in for free. Party across from Comerica Park and hear the roar as the Tigers take the field for the first time in 2025. DJs, food trucks, bartenders, live broadcasts, and more. See you for the Tigers' first home game of the season, April 4th at the Grand Slam Festival with Detroit's biggest party animals, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media. And we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Oh, yeah, and after you shop online at WoodwardSports.com, you can become a family member over here and join one of our 6 family members where you can catch our programming, as we are the #1 digital sports platform in all of Michigan and all the world. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on X, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch. Like, share, subscribe, and join as well. Come be a part of our family here at Woodward Sports. Tommy?
More family details for you, Detroit. You know, the Tigers opening day is here. Friday, April 4th. It's also Anson's birthday. Come on out and celebrate with us. Join Woodward Sports for the biggest party in the D, the Grand Slam Festival outdoor tent party at the Detroit Opera House. I mean, it is a stone's throw from Comerica Park. The broadcast brought to you by Mad Packs and White Claw, where drinks will be flowing and the party will not stop. WSN will be broadcasting all day long. Do not miss out. Get your tickets today. GrandSlamDetroit.com. That's GrandSlamDetroit.com. Woodward Sports opening day, a Tigers opening day, brought to you by Mad Packs and White Claw.
You think Anson is ready for tonight's game?
He is. He's been. He hit me up all night last night, saying, "Hey, Michigan got away with murder. Vlad Golden should be fouled out already. They're doing this. They're doing that. I mean, he can't stop. He can't stop.
Living rent free.
I love it.
I just kept laughing at him,
That's
and I had
so
the
funny.
arms like this up with that emoji, whatever that's called. The
That's
shrugging
so
emoji.
great.
I'm like, go call Braylon. I told him.
Nah, he know not to call me. I don't have time for the unnecessary conversation.
That's so funny.
I just let him be his mean self.
I let
him be his mean self.
Hey, I was having this conversation with somebody at the TV station earlier today. I thought it was a fun conversation, and I really had to think about it. And I'm just curious. It's a non-sports topic. Don't worry, it'll be 2 minutes.
Are you not talking Lions?
How aren't you talking about the Lions yet?
Okay,
just give me 2 minutes. Feel free to weigh in on the chat. You know those astronauts that were stuck up there for 9 months?
Yeah, I heard about that.
She came back with gray hair.
Yeah, well, it's part of it.
Oh, okay.
It's part of it. So,
The atrophy.
would you, granted safety, you're safe. Would you rather be in space for 9 months or in prison for 9 months?
Space.
I think I'd rather go to prison for 9 months than to go up in space floating around.
Question. Have you ever been to jail before?
No.
Hold on.
That's why.
Do you know what prison is?
I'm saying safe. You're
What kind
safe.
of jail you going to?
Yeah, but you have
I'm saying you're safe.
Prison isn't safe.
Well,
Jail is safe, maybe. Prison isn't. For 9 months, you got to get along. Find
solitary confinement.
It's even worse.
Hey, dude.
Oh, God.
Space. I'd rather be in space.
Like at the end of the day, if
That's
I
my
go
only
to
choices?
if I go to sport, hey, listen, I'm choosing space. This is not even close. I'm a brother. I ain't trying to go to prison. If I go to space, if something happened, I can be like, oh well, at least I was comfortable.
You die here.
If I go to prison and get shanked, what the hell? Why was I here in the first
I
place?
said you're safe. So let me maybe rephrase.
But prison ain't safe.
Okay,
Hey,
so what about a Martha Stewart type prison?
Can I work in
like
the
a
kitchen?
federal
Okay,
prison?
now that's
A
safe,
federal
but it's
prison?
Let me work in the kitchen. Is that a deal? I can work in the kitchen in prison?
Sure.
All right.
You got a job?
I'm going to prison.
9 months? Shit. I'm going to space.
I'm going to take
though.
care of you. I'm
Space
going to
is
give you the
cool.
best food I can.
You go to space, you're a hero. You go to jail, you're just a guy who went to jail.
But do you understand what the space does to your body?
Right.
Like they're coming back, and because of the gravity, your skin is all over the place. You come back, you're not the same
happens
person.
to you? I was in
But then
space.
it reforms though, and you get back to what you were.
You're
I
not
don't
the
know.
same. You're not the same person
You're not-
Every day
after
I know.
prison either.
Can I go somewhere else?
I mean, I don't know. You want to go
I guess
under
it's a
the
good
ocean?
question.
You want to go in a
That's
submarine?
what I
Under
thought you were
the
going to say. Which one would you rather?
Would you rather go high into space
Oh, God.
or
Under the
down
sea.
below in the depths of the
Under
ocean?
the
Neither one
sea.
you see sunlight.
I'm going to the ocean.
Really?
Not me. I'm going to prison.
Yeah, I'm.
At least you get the hour out in the yard, right?
Hey, you see some sunshine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see that in space. But you can see Earth.
You can see the sunshine in space. It's just far off.
Well, true.
I don't know, man.
What's the chat saying?
Space is dope.
Ryan, would you rather try the packets from space or the jail food?
Cody Engel said, like God, like the Goodfellas mask. LOL.
Right.
Ryan would be the entire prison's wife.
Oh my God.
He said you can't drop the soap in space.
It's true. It just floats.
Hey, Mitten Maid said, space. I ain't no booty warrior.
I'm telling you,
Oh, my
I'm going to space because you have access. I mean, I guess if you go to one
Phil,
of
you
those
should be
Martha-
in prison, Ryan.
that Martha Stewart
Thanks,
prison.
Phil.
I mean, it was chill,
favorite.
relaxing.
Right.
You got tennis.
I'd
TV.
go to a Martha Stewart prison.
Dr.
You can have
Clappercheek
friends
wants to
in
know if
there,
he gets his own
conversation.
TV. Does he get his own TV?
Imagine Ryan looking like Brock Lesnar after prison.
Hey, Brian Ruth said, 100% space. I've been in prison, and Ryan would not make it there.
I
You were trying to air conditioner it up.
You know what happens? We see too many shows on TV. I go to prison. Prison's
That's-
not that bad.
that's
Everybody's
true.
taking pictures. Nah. Prison is prison. I don't ever want to go
What
to
about
prison.
this?
I don't wanna go to
So what about this Sam Bankman-Fried? He's in solitary confinement.
Oh,
you know
God.
that FTX guy?
Okay.
Oh, hell
He's
no.
in prison with Diddy. He's in the same prison with Diddy. He was just doing an interview, and he said, he's in solitary like 23 hours a day.
Jesus.
You lose
And
your mind
all he
over 9
said,
months.
all he does is read books.
Oh.
All he does is read books. He said he saw Diddy. Diddy was very nice. But it's just kind of like a regular, like not, people aren't like, oh, that's Diddy. Like he's just a regular guy in there.
He's in prison. They don't care who he is.
Yeah, no one
But
cares.
again, like that prison seems like it's
Diddy
I
fits
wouldn't
in
want to
prison.
be. Yeah, I wouldn't
He
want
had
to
the
be
parties
in
like
there,
prison.
but
So,
anyway,
it is what it is.
It's fine.
Oh my God.
All right, let's talk.
Send me the space.
Right.
Send me the space.
Okay.
That was a good question, though.
a good question. Get you to think a little bit anyway.
Man, that's 3 bad choices. though.
Yeah, they're all bad.
I like my life in my bubble right now.
Right. Hey, let's talk about these Detroit Lions. First and foremost, just a follow-up to something we were talking about on Monday or Tuesday of this week, I believe. Or it was Monday, about the rule changes that the
Yes.
Lions proposed. So the Lions proposed that they wanted to take away the defensive holding automatic first down. It's
Correct.
3rd and 15. You get a defensive hold or legal hands to the face.
Yes.
Or something like that. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down. They want that to go away. Well, as Warren Sharp put it on X, this is why the Lions want that penalty to go away. They had 26 of those penalties, defensive holding or legal contact. 26.
Oh.
That is
The year before, they weren't too much better.
more than any other team in football. Last year, Detroit had 26. Green Bay was next in the division with 16. Chicago had 9, and Minnesota with just 6 of those penalties. So that is why they want that penalty to go away.
I didn't even elaborate it because it kind of came on towards the end of our show when we talked about it. But 100%. Then you had DJ Reed, who's another guy that gets a lot of penalties, but that's neither here nor there. I don't like it. Like, I actually agree with people that have a problem with it because if you get cooked on the route, Ryan, and all you do is just get a little nudge, as opposed to it being, a touchdown, which it should be, or a big play for first down, just -5, and now it's still 3rd and 10 or 2nd and 10 or insert. So I don't think it's fair. It helps the DBs out a lot, if you're being honest.
But they don't usually get any help.
But it allows you to get out of, like, if I cook you and score, if I'm literally open, I'm about to take off, like the interpeding rule in basketball, where if you get the 2 points, that's what that rule can happen if you don't change.
I think what the Lions are saying is, the rule inside of 5 yards.
Right.
Yes.
If you're going to hold a guy on the jersey inside of 5 yards, that doesn't deserve a first down to me.
I agree.
That doesn't. Now, if you're going down the field, like Braylon is saying, but that'll become pass interference then.
If the ball's in the air.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But what if it's not in the air and you like a little tug of the jersey, a little pull? Guy gives an advantage because he pulls the guy back.
How about this? How about that being a spot foul? But I guess the pass interference is a spot foul too. Yeah. So
I thought I had a
stop committing penalties. Let's start there.
There you go.
Stop committing penalties.
Well, Terry and Arnold was like the second most penalized guy. You know who number 1 was?
Carlton.
DJ Reed.
Oh, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
DJ Reed for penalties, for holding penalties and interference.
Baldy really had a good.
I'm going to figure I'd save that for Monday.
Oh, good.
But Baldy broke down Terry and Arnold, and he gave them excellent grades.
Yeah, he did.
And we like Brian Baldinger, and we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But on this penalty, I thought I had something. Offensive holding is 10 yards, right? It's an automatic first, or is it just 10 yards?
Just 10 yards.
Make defensive holding just 10 yards.
Yeah.
Holding is holding, right?
Huh?
Holding is holding.
I'm good with that.
10 yards.
Did you think of that by
Yes,
yourself?
last night at the bowling alley, it hit me.
How'd you do last night?
185, 192, 198.
Terrible year for you.
I'm just having a terrible year.
Why are you having such a bad year?
I don't know. I'm having a terrible year.
Why are you having a bad year,
I'm just
though?
not into it.
Is it your body?
I'm not into it.
Hold on.
Your team's counting on you.
We suck.
Why do you suck so bad?
I don't know. We don't have good team chemistry this year.
Why no team chemistry?
Well, we
You guys
lost.
hang
We lost our best guy last year.
What happened to him?
He had a fight with the owner of the bowling alley.
What about?
Just little silly things.
No kidding.
Yeah, so he wound up leaving the team, and we
Ryan's
haven't been the
funny.
same since.
Oh my God.
You gotta pass that up.
And how's your envelope?
Pardon?
How's your envelope?
Empty.
Envelope is empty.
Been empty.
Yeah.
Empty. I haven't won a pot maybe the early part of the year.
Why haven't you won a pot?
Because he
I
didn't
just am
smoke
not
pot.
getting lucky.
You didn't get any strike
mystery
balls?
ball.
You get any mystery
No
balls?
mystery strike. No mystery. No strike
Get any
ball.
strike balls?
No, nothing, man. But I have fun. Guys are great. They listen to us.
No morale.
Most of the league listens to our show. They love Woodward Sports. So shout out to the Thursday Night Men's League at Harbor Lanes in St.
Yeah,
Louis.
but man, I hope the owner patches it up with
Yeah, he's fine. He just sold the place, so he's good.
He's good. Who bought it? Did a guy buy it?
New guy,
No.
guy that owned all the Johnny Black restaurants.
Okay.
Bought Harbor Lanes.
Okay. Is he going to turn it into a restaurant?
No, it has a restaurant with it. He's turning that into a high-end Mexican restaurant, but he's going to put money into the bowling alley and make it a little bit nicer than it is.
Maybe you can get Thursday Night Football on Amazon.
Come again?
What's it called? Lane 42? That
No.
restaurant, the pub?
No, it's
No, Channel
Don,
Marker. Channel Marker.
Ron,
Channel Marker.
what's the name of that fancy Mexican place?
Oh, it's
Don,
inside. Yeah.
Don something.
Oh, I didn't know. Don
Don-
Peppers?
Don Quixote?
Don,
Yeah, whatever.
Don
Whatever.
Sanchez.
So, yeah, give me a 10-yard penalty.
That's good.
No automatic first down.
I love
10-yard
it.
penalty.
That's the
On
way.
defensive holding and offensive
That's what
holding.
they should do. Lions with a couple of signings too. Avonte Maddox today.
Oops. My bad.
Khalil Dorsey. We can do that. Go ahead. Khalil Dorsey signed as well. He's back.
They love him.
His team's got like 27 defensive backs on the team.
Dave Burkett tweeted out that they're going to go with 9 DBs and 1 edge rusher.
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. But they did sign Avonte Maddox today as well, the former
Eagle.
MLK. The former MLK standout right here
Shout out to
in Detroit.
MLK. You know that's one of my schools.
Absolutely.
And
Member
this
of
is-
the Philadelphia Eagles, please.
This is par for the course. You know, Detroit high schools have the most students, student athletes in the NFL.
yep.
It's city
I
of
believe
Detroit.
it.
No, they have the
For
most.
the
And
last
it's-
couple of years, too.
and it's really not close. Like it's by about like 8-9 players.
it's
Like Detroit's
crazy.
been well. So shout out to another MLK Crusader.
What do we make of all these? I mean, I guess you can't have enough defensive backs. Just sit there and, let them all compete and may the best 5 or 6 play, and that's it, right?
Yeah, they drafted one. And Terry Arnold in the first round last year. You have Ennis Rakestraw in the second round. A bunch of injuries, didn't necessarily get a chance to get on the field, so you're still trying to fill him out through the process. You bring in DJ Reed. He's going to be your number one. Or in Europe, you hope you have 2 ones in Terry and DJ. Just kind of like following their moves, Ryan. This is where I'm at with it. And I was talking to Justin yesterday. Shout out to Justin. Woodward Sports does a hell of a job clipping and just giving opinions and being very knowledgeable, if you will. This is where I'm at with the Detroit Lions. I understand now what they are and what they're trying to do. They're going to build through the draft. They're not going to necessarily spend a lot of money, and that's fine because this is what they believe. They believe they have every piece, for the most part, that they need. They trust the team that they were going to enter the season with last year. They saw what the offense was throughout the year. It broke all the records. They had a ton of injuries on defense. They believe like their defense, as constructed with Terrian, DJ, Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell, the defensive line, DJ Reader, Aleem McNeil, Davenport, Aiden Hutchinson, they feel like that's their team. They'll add some young pieces through the draft, but on offense, they're set. They got their running backs, plural. They have their wide receivers, plural. You have your tight end, your offensive line. They like their team. They're not trying to pull triggers. What they're trying to do is add depth now. The players that you see them bringing in, they are depth players so that they don't run the risk of being in the position that they were in last year at the end where they didn't have bodies to throw at the Washington Commanders. They didn't have bodies. So, you know what? If that's the plan, if they believe solely in what they are already, then fine. They like their team. They like their players. They believe in what they are. So they're going about it this way. I have no problem with it. Just don't be wrong.
Hey, they signed almost every single guy back on their team. You can go up and down the line, and they brought them all back except Carlton Davis, who really wasn't their guy. They traded for him. And then my guy, Ife Melifonwu, who I loved. Jalen Reeves-Maben. I understand. But how do you sign all these guys and you don't bring Iffy back? I still don't understand how you let him go for $4 million somewhere. I'm telling you, I'm a little down on that. He's going to be with the Dolphins. You're going to hear his name. I promise you. And then he got Rocky Yassin yesterday, former number 2 draft pick out of the Colts, played 13 games with the Niners last year. Great name. And he had a little tete-a-tete with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Did you see the video highlight of him tackling St. Brown, knocking him down and stuff?
Well, he scooped him, basically.
Yeah, he scooped him.
He got low. He scooped
He
out.
did a wrestling move on him.
He did. Amon-Ra flipped over top.
Yeah.
This is why they didn't bring Iffy back. They didn't want to. If they bring back Iffy, they're paying $5 million. Essentially, 4 point what?
4.
It was 4 out the
Yeah,
door. All right, so that's
4.1 maybe.
That's $4 million. They're about to renegotiate. You know who? They're
Is
about
it
to pay
Darius?
Kirby.
Oh, yeah.
So they're
Kirby.
going to pay Kirby. Then they would have that $4 million. They had to pay DJ Reed $15 million a year. They don't want to tie up too much money in their secondary.
Yeah.
Right, and rightfully so. You're bringing in another $4 million player in that secondary that's going to do what? He's a decent blitzer. Your secondary is fine as it relates to the safety position. You got your 2.
He's almost like a linebacker.
He is, but this is what the draft is for. This is what some other – and you have some talent.
He was just
on the
one of my
team.
faves.
That part. I can understand that.
And again, with the Lions, the only excitement so far would be that you're getting your guys back healthy, right?
Yep.
I mean, you're getting Davenport back healthy. You're getting Aiden back healthy. At some point, you expect to get Aleem McNeil back healthy. I'm not sure he's going to be ready in September.
No.
It may be October before you see Aleem McNeil. But, those guys would make the difference, hopefully, to many. Couple of mock drafts out there. Mel Kiper put up his latest mock yesterday or the day before. He's got the Lions grabbing James Pierce Jr., outside linebacker from Tennessee.
Oh, my bad.
At pick number 28. So
That's my bad.
That is it for James Pierce. You like him?
I like the James Pierce because you still need a linebacker. Look, as Jack Campbell has gotten better in the last 2 years, I appreciate it, but you still need another one. Alex Anzalone, he's a really sound linebacker in this league, really intelligent. He's gotten better, but you still need a dog, and I think that's what James Pierce will provide for them. He's got 19.5 sacks over the last 2 years. He had 7.5 this year, 10 the year before. He's a monster. He can play. 15 tackles for loss last year, 14 tackles for loss. This year, he can get to the quarterback, and he plays in both sides. So you could put him in Jack Campbell's position if you wanted to rotate team by team. I like that because you need a third linebacker. He could be the guy.
33rd team has the Lions selecting LSU edge rusher Braden Swinson at number 28. Don't know much about him, but I think the question is, do you expect whoever they pick at 28 to be the difference maker? And that is really the question here. Do they have what it takes to win a Super Bowl as they are currently constructed, regardless whether they add one of these guys or not? Let's say they add one of these guys.
If he becomes Gerard Verse, then yeah, they have it. If he doesn't become Gerard Verse, then they don't have it. Simple.
Two things. The funniest thing about this draft, did you notice when you look at the orders of picks from 1 to 32, does anything jump out at you? This is the first time in 25 years that everybody has their pick.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
All 32 teams have their
They're
pick, and
picking where they belong.
100%.
That's going to change on draft night.
It will. This is my thoughts on that, Ryan. Who was a team that put forth the most effort, at least that's what was leaked, on getting Myles Garrett?
Philadelphia.
And who was number 2? It's Detroit Lions.
The Lions. They went after him at the trade deadline.
It was the Lions. The Lions came out with that information. They doubled down and said that's what they were trying to do. The fact that they were trying to get Myles Garrett, knowing that it was going to cost a lot, I think they're telling you they don't believe that the roster as currently constructed is the Super Bowl winner. They believe that maybe they can get there. They don't know for sure, and that's why they were trying to get Myles Garrett, and also it made sense at the time. So I think as it's constructed, everybody plays well. You're hoping. And I think, they can get to the NFC Championship potentially. But I think Brad Holmes and Lions going after Myles Garrett answers that question, does it not?
Just a couple of years.
Absolutely.
In the last couple of years, let's go the last 5 years of the NFL draft. Pick number 28. Last year, Kansas City had it. They took Xavier Worthy. In 2023, pick number 28, Cincinnati took Miles Murphy, defensive end. Boy, remember Miles Murphy?
He was big like, coming here to the Lions, right? We were taking him early.
Fell deep. 2022, Green Bay at 28 took defensive tackle Devontae Wyatt. In 2021, New Orleans took defensive end Peyton Turner. And in 2020, Baltimore took Patrick Queen. It's funny that linebacker.
That's the best one out of those names you just named. That's the best one.
Funny, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 4 years in a row, pick number 28 was defensive line or linebacker.
Until Worthy.
I think the Lions are gonna if they have a guy there within 10 picks of 28, I bet you they go up and get him.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. I would love to know. One thing I would love to know.
A lot of people like this Jahad Campbell kid.
Yeah, I'm not a draft.
Not yet.
Person yet. Yeah, I would say for the Lions, I just have no idea what they're gonna do this draft. I don't have a feel for it at all. They could, all these defensive players that everybody's mocking to them, would you be shocked if they took a guard?
No, I wouldn't.
Would you be shocked if they used it on the best guard left?
No, I wouldn't.
I would not be shocked at that at all.
I'm not shocked that no matter what they do.
Yeah.
Unless they take a running back.
I just don't have a feel for this at all. I really don't. I wish I did. I don't have a feel for it at all.
What if Jack Sawyer drops down to 28? Would you like him?
Well, he's gonna drop to 20. He's like a second-round pick, I think. No,
I told you. No, I don't want Jack Sawyer. Don't ask me again. I don't like him. He's a bitch. I saw what I saw. I saw. Listen. Let me set the tone for you. Let me set the scene. He's an outside linebacker for the Ohio State. Correct?
He was the captain.
When I was that's even worse. When I was in college, and even after that, even when Bosa was there. The linebackers and the defensive line of Ohio State were studs. And they were physical. And they were violent. A.J. Hawk, I'll be damned if Michigan celebrates on the field like that. And A.J. Hawk, much like Jack Sawyer did, just stands there and watch Michigan turn up. And watch Michigan celebrate on the field and not want to fight until one of the coaches come over there and grab him. Now he's getting pulled and walk off the field. He's a tough guy. That's not your outside linebacker. That's not a defensive staple on your team. Like Victor Hobson, Larry Foote never would have done stuff like that. Shoot, A.J. Hawk, Brian Carpenter, Ryan Shazier, they wouldn't do stuff like that. He was a punk, and I wouldn't want players like that on my team.
Did you see him in the championship game?
I did. He scooped up a sack, strip, fumble to the house.
I just think he's a good football player.
He can be both. It can be both.
Saying he don't have that
you can
grit.
you can be soft and be a good player. I just think he's soft.
All right.
Good stuff.
I think he's a damn good player. I just think he's soft.
All right, guys. Coming up next, we are going to get to go around the NFL. Plenty of player movement today, including one guy who is in the building. He is in the building in Pittsburgh. We'll let you know who that is. But first, a message. You know what I'm getting for dinner tonight? Buddy's Pizza. That's right. Buddy's Pizza been serving the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946. Get a cheese pie. 79 years later, they have 22 locations in the state of Michigan. Fans can still visit where it all began on the corner of 6 Mile and Conant. Sign up for Buddy's Rewards and earn points on every purchase. Receive exclusive promotions. Download the Buddy's Pizza mobile app and start earning today. Add some Detroit style to your next meal. Save 10% on your order. Why not save some money while ordering tonight as well? 10 meal. Use the promo code 10meal. That's the number 10 and then MEAL. Buddy'sPizza.com. Buddy'sPizza.com.
Listen, I'm not sure who, but somebody let the Tigers get hot.
The Detroit Tigers are locked and loaded for another great summer in Detroit. And it all starts downtown at the biggest home opener party in the city. Join Woodward Sports at Grand Slam Festival as we take over the Detroit Opera House parking lot. A big-ass tent for a big-ass Detroit party. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFestival.com or follow Woodward Sports on X and IG for your chance to get in for free. Party across from Comerica Park and hear the roar as the Tigers take the field for the first time in 2025. DJs, food trucks, bartenders, live broadcasts, and more. See you for the Tigers' first home game of the season, April 4th at the Grand Slam Festival with Detroit's biggest party animals, Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Fitness, where your fitness is essential. I went there again 2 days. Shout out to the one on Orchard Lake and Maple. Look, it's the place to be. It's clean, the people are good, and there's metropolitan locations all over. Planet Fitness is the gym for you. Simply put, you come down, they don't hit you over the head with the prices, man, because they have prices that fit into your budget. There's no judgment. And they got trainers, like I said, with every membership they have. So Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Want to remind people as well that 1 week from tonight, you'll get a chance to go to a Pistons game, Pistons and Cavaliers, and we want you to join in on this. So get into the Super Chat. Go to YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, in the chat, go to the Super Chat, and we're going to draw. This is what you need for entry. $5 will get you 1 entry. $10 will get you 3 entries. $20 will get you 10 entries into a drawing that will get you second-row seats. 2 second-row seats to next Friday night's Pistons game against the Cavs at home. A parking pass. Dinner at Joik Bell's new spot downtown, Parlay. All that and more we will draw next Thursday. But again, get into the Super Chat and get your entries. All you got to do, you just donate to the show and put a comment behind it, whatever you want to write. You can say whatever you want. And you never know.
You're in the running.
You're in the running. That's pretty good stuff. All right, guys, let's go around the NFL quickly.
All right, let's do that.
Trades, big moves. Who is starting? Who's injured? What does it all add up
Maz
to?
and
It's
five.
time for Around the NFL on Ermanni and Edwards with Maz.
All right, fellas, around the NFL we go, and Aaron Rodgers still not found a home. Diana Rossini has kind of like backed off her. The Vikings are going to probably still think of Aaron Rodgers as their veteran backup. But the Pittsburgh Steelers had somebody visit today, Ryan.
Yes, Aaron Rodgers is in the building in Pittsburgh. Apparently, multiple reports suggest that head coach Mike Tomlin is fixated on Aaron Rodgers. He wants Aaron Rodgers to be the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers next year, and that sort of courting has gotten Aaron Rodgers into the building. He finds himself there, a deal hoping to get done for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. I think this is a match made in heaven for both sides. I think Mike Tomlin, when you look around the quarterback landscape, if you are in a win now mode, you have got to win a playoff game, or at least, I think you've got to win a playoff game. It's been a number of years since Pittsburgh's won a playoff game. You look around, Aaron Rodgers is the best shot for the Steelers to win.
This situation makes sense. You know, you guys were talking about Aaron Rodgers in Minnesota, and that's the move that you would. I just still wouldn't make that move, and I think you're starting to see that now. One of the biggest things about that move, Maz, that I didn't necessarily talk about, Kevin O'Connell is a little younger than me. I think he's 38. I think he was around 38, 37. What position did he play? Who is he?
Quarterback coach.
Quarterback.
Yeah.
Offensive coordinator. Who's going to have to spend a lot of time with him? An older Aaron Rodgers who thinks he knows it all. I just see a recipe for disaster. Pittsburgh is the move for him. Remember before he went to the Jets, we saw he and Mike Tomlin, when he was still with Green Bay, they had that moment on the sideline.
Yep.
You know it's respect there. They've played against each other in the Super Bowl. I think Aaron now has DK. You have George.
I watched that game the other day.
100%, and it's Mike Tomlin and Aaron. I think Mike Tomlin will be able to have a better dialogue and conversation with Aaron. I think there's already a lot of respect there, and I think vice versa. So I think that's the move for him. That's a great move for Pittsburgh. At the end of the day, you got a quarterback that, as you guys tell me, he finished the season strong last year, and he's got a lot to prove. That's a better move for all the parties involved.
It looks like Mike Tomlin rolled the dice. He left that room vacant except for Mason Rudolph, and he wanted nobody else but Aaron Rodgers. He didn't want Russell Wilson. He didn't want Justin Fields. And he certainly doesn't want Mason Rudolph to be a starter. Now, the bad issue here was, remember what Cam Hayward said the other day. It's like, hey, you don't want to be with us? You don't belong here. So I'm sure Aaron's going to have to win the room. But I believe Mike Tomlin owns that room. And he will make everyone in that room welcome Rodgers with open arms. And Rodgers is not going to be able to pull his shenanigans. He's going to have to show up for camp. He's going to have to be a leader. And I believe they will draft a quarterback somewhere, first, second, third round this year, the Steelers. But Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh puts them on the map, guys. That puts them on the map. It surely does. When I say they can never win a Super Bowl, if they get a running back other than Jalen Warren, I believe they can compete for the AFC.
Najee Harris had a lot to say about Pittsburgh Steelers when he signed with the Chargers. We could talk about that. But just going back, that quarterback probably will be Jalen Milroe in the second round.
You got it.
I could see them drafting him. They got picked 88. I want to say I think they're going to.
He might be a first-round pick.
No one's talking about him throwing. Everybody's talking about his speed.
How fast he is.
And that's what I think he gets into the second round. But, yeah, you can go ahead, Ryan.
I was going to say, Dante151, $5 in the chat. You have an entry. How about that? God, I hate seeing bots in the chat. They're so damn stupid. If Rodgers signs with Pittsburgh, then the game against the Lions will be fun to watch. There's that too because the Steelers are on the
Pittsburgh will be
schedule.
fun to watch.
That's right, Pittsburgh
For the first time,
Oh
and I
my
can't
gosh,
remember.
no doubt. I saw somebody saying it will cost. This will cost Tomlin his job. Big mistake. Have you seen the last decade of
Exactly.
Pittsburgh Steelers football?
Yeah.
If Mitchell Trubisky, on top of Mason Rudolph, on top of Russell Wilson and Justin Fields experiment, and everything else, if those individuals didn't cost him his job, if the way Ben,
You forgot Kenny Pickett.
I forgot all about
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett. If those individuals did not cost him his
Kenny
job,
get
then why
picked.
is it going to cost him his job? This would be the best quarterback that they've had since Ben Roethlisberger, and I guarantee you, Aaron right now is better than Ben was the last 3 years of his career.
No
And
doubt.
conversely, for Aaron Rodgers, one of the things that I think people might be sleeping on too when it comes to Aaron Rodgers is I don't believe he had any respect for Mike LaFleur or Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
I don't believe
Mike
he
was
had,
the OC.
You know, Matt LaFleur was a young coach at this time when he came over to be the head coach in Green Bay. And after the first couple years it wasn't a great relationship there. That third year it was over at that point. That relationship never stood a chance. I don't think Aaron Rodgers had much respect for the head coach of the Jets last year, Robert Saleh. I don't think there was really much of a respect factor there either. I guarantee you that Aaron Rodgers respects Mike Tomlin from here to kingdom come. And that is a little bit different Aaron Rodgers that you will get over the last 5-6 years, is a head coach that he respects for the first time in half a decade.
And it shouldn't be that way, to be honest. It definitely shouldn't be that way. He went 13-3 3 times with Matt LaFleur and won 2 MVPs under Matt LaFleur. So at the end of the day, he shouldn't have had the attitude. It was Matt LaFleur, and that's why they got Aaron out of there. Him not respecting Robert Saleh, I may understand that.
Didn't sound like anybody else did there in
and
New
he
York
was behind
either.
the 8 ball because of the owner. You know how bad owners can be, and that owner, it was the owner that was there when I was there. They don't tell the coach a lot of things, and so now the coach is running in the dark on a lot. So we'll see. At the end of the day, Aaron can't come in with his same shenanigans. I don't think that he'll have to mend anything with Cameron Hayward. I don't think he'll have to mend anything because nothing has happened yet. He made a comment. It's still within the time of free agency, so it hasn't been long. He signs a deal. There's nothing to mend.
10 more entries for B. Martin. $20 bill. Says, give me 10 more entries for that Pistons
There
game.
we go.
Coming up next week.
getting
B.
close.
Martin says, hey, if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Steelers, do they win the AFC North?
Ooh.
I say yes.
Wow.
Elbow.
No.
Agree.
I don't think they win the I don't think they win the AFC North.
I mean, still Baltimore?
It's still Baltimore's to lose. I mean, I love what Cincinnati did. They spent all their money on offense, and it's cool. It's what they were supposed to do. They had those same players last year, and they couldn't get to the playoffs. So I don't think that changes on them. And then Baltimore is the team. Pittsburgh's gonna have to show them. Baltimore's still the team now.
Last year, it was Baltimore 12-5, Pittsburgh 10-7. Could Pittsburgh win 11 games and could Baltimore fall to 11 games?
Of course.
Yeah, you could. I could see that. I think it'd be very interesting. That's for sure.
It makes them the second best division in football behind the NFC North.
Don't sleep on who's returning though for the Baltimore Ravens. So that's gonna be key. They got D-Hop, but they also add back wide receiver that got hurt last year.
Yep.
It is interesting,
young wide
though.
receiver.
That's
Tate,
for sure.
what's his name?
I think it'd be good for the NFL for Rodgers to go to Pittsburgh too and be a factor. Be a factor. Because Pittsburgh is a factor. Aaron Rodgers is still a factor. If he goes to the Giants, there's nobody cares.
I think he retires
Yeah.
before he goes there.
I agree.
You got
Unless he wants the $30 million that the Steelers are going to have to fork out to give him, because that's what he wants. That's why Minnesota isn't going after him.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, that's the reason. They don't want to give him $30 million or $60 million for 2 years. JJ, you're the guy. You're cheap. You're our rookie. You're our future. We're going to roll the dice with you and sign a veteran behind him. Who knows? It might be Kirk Cousins.
I disagree.
Maz, the Patriots hosting free agent wide receiver Stephon Diggs as well.
Yes, sir. I think that's a good fall for him. I mean, the Patriots are desperate for receivers.
I know.
I mean, Stephon Diggs, if he has any tread on the tires yet, I believe Mike Vrabel can get the most out of him. I mean, he's already been in that division.
I really wanted T. Higgins to go to New England.
Yeah.
That would have made that team very interesting. But I think Stephon Diggs, you got anything left?
He'll have something left. But I just still don't know what the mental is. Yeah, I still don't know what the mental is. I don't know what the mental was like down there in Houston. I don't know if things were going good when he tore his ACL. So you just mix in all that. What happened in Buffalo, the short injury, now he gets hurt with the Texans. What receiver is he going to be? Because I dealt with the headache when you're in Buffalo because you were good. Now you're injured. You're later into the career. What is he going to be like? I don't know what the headache is worth.
All right.
Hey, are we done?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to give you another one?
Give me one more.
Danielle Hunter got paid again. He got an extra 1-year deal from the Texans, extension. Another $36.6 million makes him the second highest paid defensive end. So the Texans taking care of the guy that they brought in a couple years ago. So that's a good signing for him. Congratulations. Hopefully Zadarius Smith could come here for a couple of million. That's all that's all we have left, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though the Lions have the most cap money, $46.5 million, more than anyone else in the NFL, they still have cap money. They just don't use it.
And that's what you guys talk about all the time. Make what you do better. Make sure you shore that up and you take care of your guys. They're following the mode. The Detroit Lions, they paid Stingley for what he's done thus far. Rightfully so. It's one of their guys. This is not one of their guys, but his production level stayed the same as it was in Minnesota, and they're a defensive team. So make it right.
I always think of Stingley because I'll never forget on draft night, your boy Mike Tannenbaum just killed the Houston Texans for drafting Derek Stingley, saying, if you're hurt in college, you're hurt in the pros. And he would have absolutely taken Sauce. And now, like, just the complete flip. Stingley is like this top guy, and Sauce has kind of fallen by the wayside a little bit. And a lot of that has to do with just the drama of the New York Jets. Yep. They're just not a good franchise. Bad team, bad franchise. Right now, anyway, we'll see if Aaron Glenn, and we're rooting for Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, we are.
To turn it around, and hopefully Sauce will get his bag, too, because he's a Detroiter. We root for him. Guys, we'll take a break. Come right back. When we do, a couple of college football notes for you, including, well, now we know why Matt Weiss got fired. We'll get into that. Michigan State canceling their spring game. And Caitlin Clark in the news. We'll get to her as well. All that and so much more. But first, a message from Mark White.
Yes, sir. Dreaming of a new home but feeling in the financial pinch? Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's $5,000 in your pocket. Call them today, 248-290-8242. Try them online as well, markwhitesells.com. Again, that number, 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
Listen, I'm not sure who, but somebody let the Tigers get hot.
The Detroit Tigers are locked and loaded for another great summer in Detroit. And it all starts downtown at the biggest home opener party in the city. Join Woodward Sports at Grand Slam Festival as we take over the Detroit Opera House parking lot. A big-ass tent for a big-ass Detroit party. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFestival.com or follow Woodward Sports on X and IG for your chance to get in for free. Party across from Comerica Park and hear the roar as the Tigers take the field for the first time in 2025. DJs, food trucks, bartenders, live broadcasts, and more. See you for the Tigers' first home game of the season, April 4th at the Grand Slam Festival with Detroit's biggest party animals, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
I know you're tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch. It's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag. Check out Woodward Sports' latest gear at shop.woodwardsports.com. Hoodies, tees, hats, all guaranteed to turn heads. It's the greatest designs. Make sure you go check them out right now. Tigers about to start. You need something new for Tigers. You order it now. It should be here before opening day. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Go there to get all your Tiger swag, all your Red Wing swag, Lions, you got it. Shop.woodwardsports.com.
Next Thursday, after 3:30, we will pick the winner of the Pistons ticket giveaway, and Alina is in for 10 entries. She just dropped $20. Great show, guys. Would love to see the Pistons sizzle at LCA. She wants those 2 second-row tickets.
There we go.
Let's go.
Shout out. Hey, look, you see what's
nice.
going on right now, man. It's getting towards the end. People are sensing that it's new. And then Cade Cunningham hitting that shot on the Heat. It didn't make it look too bad to win this contest. So I like it. I like it. Keep it up.
That's right, Pete. Throw it back up there. If you want to get in on the 2 second-row seats, a parking pass and dinner at Joik Bell's Parlay Restaurant, $5 will get you 1 entry. $10 will get you 3 entries. And $20 will get you 10 entries into the drawing. Those are the prizes right there. And again, we will draw it next Thursday after 3:30.
What row are you sitting in?
Second row.
Whew.
2 tickets, second row.
Come on.
Is it bad that I want this girl to win? Because I know she's probably going to take her man out, and I kind of just like that. She gets to take him to the game.
I love that.
Is that bad?
That would be
That's
good.
not bad.
That would be
It's
good.
bad if you're B. Martin and Dante.
She may not be
and
taking
Bird.
man, though. You know what I'm saying? It's 2025.
Hey, here's Dante. I will
Dante
say
responds.
shout out to the Michigan women's team responding. Dante
Responding.
responded.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
I will
Get it
say
going.
this shout out to the Michigan women's basketball team for advancing in the women's March Madness tournament by winning 80-74 against ISU. Is that Iowa State? Would we
Yes.
say that?
Yes.
It's terrible. I didn't even know they were playing.
Yeah,
I hope they win. Did you know?
I did, because they got put back on the map, man. 2018, 2019, they started playing real well. 2020, they had Naz Muhammad. Naz Muhammad was a damn good player. So the program has kind of stayed decent ever since then. So shout out to the women. Go Blue.
Good job. Hey, what's going on in the chat right now? Somebody just keeps trying to drop links in there
Yeah,
for
we're
the
getting
March
spammed.
Madness.
That usually
We're getting
happens.
spammed. Is
It's
that what
NCAA
happens?
spam.
Yeah,
Is that what
it
happens?
usually
The
happens.
Spam?
Yep. We
got
just put them in
spam.
timeouts.
We got spammed during the
Pete and I
NFL
are
playoffs
babysitting
too.
the
That
chat.
happens. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We're
it's
policing them.
crazy. Hey, speaking of college basketball, you see this Caitlin Clark story?
I sure did.
The Indiana Fever going to be on national television for 41 of their 44 games. Isn't that something?
They'll probably change their mind on the other 3 games.
That's what I would ask.
Yeah.
Like, what are the 3 games that she's not?
Probably a market that's not conducive to like the arena. Doesn't
Or
have,
late game.
They-
Maybe late game.
late game, or they don't have an arena around them, like
Yeah.
in terms of being around no professional arena. Because you saw that a lot of her games have now gone to NBA arenas,
Yeah.
Right.
so that they can hold the crowd. I guarantee, because some of these teams are still in small cities,
Yes.
small markets. I guarantee those 3 games are like small cities where there is no LCA or AT&T.
I will say this about the Caitlin Clark love. It has worn off on me. It has worn off on me. I think year 2. I mean, maybe I'll get it back if if Indiana does something remarkable this year.
Wait till you see her coming back. She's stronger than ever.
No, I'm sure she is. I think the story itself has just been so
In your face.
In your face, or it's become so, and has been for a long time, so political. I didn't enjoy it. and I don't enjoy the story anymore.
I'm ready for Juju Watkins.
Who's that?
The
USC.
next one coming up.
Is that-
USC,
Yeah, she's
now,
great.
Braylon, I want to ask you: do you think is she gonna make as good of an impact as Caitlin Clark? Or is
No,
this
but I
close?
think she's a better player.
Okay, I guess that's the question I meant to ask.
She won't
Is
make
she
the
better?
impact that Caitlin Clark, and deservingly so. Caitlin Clark's impact was deserved, but she's a better player overall
Okay,
than
that's
Caitlin
good.
Clark. At least right now, she was at this point. We'll see. Because Caitlin, like Matt said, Caitlin will grow this offseason. Caitlin will be stronger coming back. She's worked on her game now at the WNBA level. Her team will be a much better team. She's got a number 1 pick on her team in Alicia Boston. So she'll be a better player this year. I can't wait to watch and see what this year is. Last year was a spectacle, and I think it was a lot of connecting her to Angel Reese. Like, I just want to see what can Caitlin Clark do. I don't care about Caitlin and Angel and all that dumb stuff. What is Caitlin going to be?
Angel Reese. I want to see what she can do.
By the way, Iowa State knocked off Lipscomb, 82-55.
Lipscomb.
Good game going on right now between Memphis and Colorado State. The Rams hanging in there. It's a 12-5. They're only down 4.
Look at that.
To Memphis.
I did see this story just quickly. One last WNBA story that they are talking about. The players are talking about going on strike or something. Did you see that? The WNBA players are talking about going on strike.
Oh,
That was
Lord
on the
God.
podcast, wasn't it?
Was it?
They have more benefits now than they've ever had before, and they want to go on strike.
That would be the end of the league, I think, almost, if they did that. Was that just talk?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that.
I think it was just like a podcast.
Okay.
Kind of podcast talk.
All right, well, I was going to say.
Angel Reese was making fun of her salary, and their salaries are abysmal. I mean, they're like a regular Joe's salary, and they should get more.
Why?
Especially well, the NBA is putting money into it.
No,
The NBA it makes a behemoth television contracts.
But again, they've lost money for 29 straight years.
I know, but they're
What-
starting to grow now.
Okay, I'm just saying, though, like, what business do you know that loses money for 29 straight years and the employees get a raise?
I got the answer. The government.
Because, huh?
The government.
Right. The government.
Right.
The government. That's a great answer.
Nancy
The
Pelosi.
government.
The government.
Right. Thank you for that.
Did you see Charlie LaDuff yesterday on the Ambassador Bridge?
Oh, he's
He
funny.
stripped. He stripped down
What
on
did
the
he-
Ambassador Bridge.
Shocked but not surprised.
Birthday suit.
Charlie.
Why did he do that?
He was just complaining about how Detroit's been getting screwed by Canada and all these, just everything. It's Charlie
but not
LaDuff.
surprised.
But I thought it was pretty
Crazy.
funny.
Oh, my
He
God.
stripped down.
All right.
He covered his privates though with a big Uncle Sam hat.
Well, we're happy for that. We're happy for that. While we're staying in the basketball realm, the Pistons are on the floor tonight, and I'm telling you, they could get their 40th win of the night. Should get their 40th win
will.
of the night on the road at Dallas against an old friend, Spencer Dinwiddie.
Former number 2 draft
That's
pick of the
right.
Pistons.
That's about all they have is Spencer Dinwiddie. Everybody's hurt on that team, including AD, including Kyrie.
Can they
out
get
for
in the
year.
lottery?
Gav, you said what?
Can they get in the lottery?
Can they, the
Yeah.
Mavs?
Okay.
course.
Because if they get in the lottery, the NBA
We'll
give
make it
them-
up to
owes
them.
them the number 1 pick. They do.
Nah.
They do. Because they made him make that trade.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. They put a gun in their head, but I'm just saying, like, it's not like they're bums out there. They still got a good team. They're just all hurt right now. Like, if you give them
Is AD going to come back
if
strong
you give
anymore?
them Cooper Flag, that's cheating. Like, that is
I don't want the
absolute
Spurs
cheating.
to get him.
It's cheating either way. I'd rather the Spurs get them.
Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine the Spurs
get?
getting a number 1
No.
pick?
Hanson thinks they will. They have 2 lottery picks.
Yep, he
I
thinks
said
they
it when
will.
it first happened. I was like,
Yeah.
they're going to tank for Cooper Flag when he first got injured.
Why would the NBA care about San
I
Antonio?
don't know.
David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker.
Maybe they're doing it for Greg Popovich
Greg
because he can't
Popovich.
coach anymore. I have no idea.
It's NBA's Southwest for sure. Like, it's definitely NBA Texas. It's a big state. It's San Antonio though. It's not Houston or Dallas.
Remember they built that big practice facility all those
Before,
yeah,
$325 million.
before they hit that number
Before
1
they
pick.
draft, 100% because they knew.
A win tonight, and the Pistons would jump into the 5th seed, by the way.
Obviously,
because
I think the 6th seed is the best spot.
I do too.
Because I don't
do
want to
too.
play the Pacers or the Bucks. I don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, I
I
don't
want
know.
to play the Knicks.
The Bucks seem to be. I want the Knicks too.
They're not gonna win the playoff series. This is where I'm at with it. I love them.
Hey, Doc.
But since you're on, it's the Bucks. The Bucks are the team they want to play. They're an older team. They got rid of Beasley. He's now here. They got Kyle Kuzma. Like, outside of Giannis and Dame, they're
Didn't
old.
Giannis put up 60 against us?
So what? Let them have 60. that means nobody else on the team is scoring, and just front them. That's what you do. You always have teams in the playoffs where you know a guy is going to get his. They used to let Shaq get his all the time. Problem is they had Horace Grant and all the other guys around him, and I think that's what Bucks don't have this year. They don't have anybody outside those two, and the rest of their team is aging. And Doc Rivers is their coach.
Yeah.
Give me the Bucks.
By the way, number 12, Colorado State, 52. Number 5, Missouri, Memphis, 58. They're up 4 points on them now.
6.
They're up 4. Is it up 6?
52-58.
Oh, so you're ahead of me. Another upset brewing, 12-5. I told you you'll get at least one today. Had one yesterday. You'll get one today.
There you go. A couple of football notes here before we get to Dr. Jeff Pierce, our WSN injury insider. Michigan State canceled the spring game. We talked about that the other day. Nobody wants to go see the Spartans play. That's the only thing there.
Stir in the pot.
Spenny told me they got 8 good players.
They got 8?
Yeah.
I like this coach. He's a good guy. I see him mic'd up on a couple of these MSU Twitter things. He just don't inspire me. Does he inspire you?
Talking about
Jonathan Smith.
John L. Smith?
Not John L.
No, Jonathan
Smith.
I'll see. Anything I say about Michigan State comes up negative. So
I know.
We'll just see. I mean, there's
don't inspire me.
There's no buzz coming out of East
No
Lansing right
buzz.
now, so that isn't good for
I'm
them.
sorry.
but-
I don't mean to be a troll.
We'll see.
I know I feel like
Well,
I feel like one. I don't mean to
Sharon
be
Moore
one.
didn't inspire me either.
But you know, anytime you mention Michigan State, it's going to be trollish.
Right.
And you still mention Michigan State.
Well,
so
it's
you know.
the news. It's the news on the rundown. Just reading the rundown. MSU cancels spring game.
This is
That's
true.
what it says.
It does.
And then I want to get into this. We know why Matt Weiss was fired.
Oh,
What a alleged dirtball.
Yeah.
It started when he was with the Baltimore Ravens.
8 years.
So think about that. He has all these emails and all these people's videos and personal emails from the Ravens and then from the Michigan Wolverines.
And all these other colleges and universities too. I mean, he hacked. The allegation is that, and if I get this right, the allegation is that he hacks into your email, your social media, and gets your private messages.
Yes.
And if you've been firing off some
You got
selfies
videos.
Type of
or
pic.
videos in your photos or whatever.
And identity theft. What is he doing?
Oh my
Trying to-
God!
He's going to the Slammer for a long time.
And you know where he's going?
going away
Ryan?
for a long
He's going
time,
to prison.
Tommy.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
guarantee
Oh,
he's going to
man.
tell you he'd rather be in space.
And on that
Now
note,
that is a fact.
and that is funny. All right, we're gonna take if you've heard the show earlier, not the Matt Weiss part about it. If you heard the show earlier, you'd understand the reference there between space and prison. And if not, that just totally fell.
Duke's
on
up
you.
20-6, by the way.
Duke
They're favored by
is Duke.
35.
All right, guys, we're going to get a break in. Dr. Jeff Pierce next. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. At Lady Jane's, we take the chore out of getting a haircut. Our talented stylist will deliver an industry-leading haircut, relaxing scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Listen, I'm not sure who, but somebody let the Tigers get hot.
The Detroit Tigers are locked and loaded for another great summer in Detroit. And it all starts downtown at the biggest home opener party in the city. Join Woodward Sports at Grand Slam Festival as we take over the Detroit Opera House parking lot. A big-ass tent for a big-ass Detroit party. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFestival.com or follow Woodward Sports on X and IG for your chance to get in for free. Party across from Comerica Park and hear the roar as the Tigers take the field for the first time in 2025. DJs, food trucks, bartenders, live broadcasts, and more. See you for the Tigers' first home game of the season, April 4th at the Grand Slam Festival with Detroit's biggest party animals, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
We're in the middle of March Madness, guys, and if you haven't done it already, please scan the QR code above my head and use the code word Woodward1000 to open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. Deposit at least $20, make a first bet of $20 or more. If that first bet happens to lose, you get your first bet back as a bonus bet up to $1,000, but only if you scan that QR code above my head and use the code word Woodward1000 to open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account, gentlemen.
Hey, gang, welcome back. It is the time of the week that we talk to our good friend, Dr. Jeff Pierce, Michigan Sports and Spine, our WSN Injury Insider. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. How are you both?
Good. What are you up to these days?
Just got back from Tampa. Wednesday we went live from the Yankees-Phillies preseason in Clearwater. What is it?
And did you?
No, we were in the Phillies' home. Yeah, Clearwater.
When you were in Tampa, did you stop by Mons Venus?
Can you spell that for me?
I think you know how to spell it.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
It's so funny not to talk. Well,
go ahead.
This is an adult audience, so people
Mons
have asked.
Venus is a strip club, by the way.
They've asked me, "Do you want to go?" Like it's like an after dinner drink. Like that's where you. It's like they said it's very classy. I go no, like. And then I start talking about 8 Mile, then you get into M&M with these people, then you get into the Cranbrook statement. But it started off with, no, it's classy to go there. I'm like, okay.
So I actually, when we played in the Outback Bowl my sophomore year in high school, college, I'm tripping, at University of Michigan, we played in Tampa and we go out there and they're like, yo, you got to go to Mons Venus or that street. There's a street that Mons Venus is on that, like he says, like 8 Mile or one of our bigger roads where it's just nothing but strip clubs on left and the right for a long ways down. It's kind of like the strip in Vegas. I wasn't into them when I was younger, and we go to this club, and I'm just this kid from Detroit looking at this like, nah, this ain't it. This strip club isn't it. We went to another one. That was more my speed.
That's so great.
No, they're supposedly classier. I'll find out. Maybe wasn't this time. This time was all about.
They're a little more boring. Let's just say that.
Hey, Doc, I wanted to talk about a couple of injuries. One that I want to start in golf, and I want to bring up Tiger Woods because of the Achilles that he has. And whether it's Tiger Woods or anybody that is going to ramp up any activity as the weather gets nicer, maybe you're going to do your yard. Maybe you're going to clean off your patio. Maybe you are going to take the clubs out and start swinging for the first time in 4 or 5 months. We talk about prevention a lot, but, Tiger Woods, sitting there, chipping away, swinging that golf club, ruptures an Achilles.
That's what he said.
That's what he says. Do you think that he's something else?
There may be some more activity that could have been explained for an Achilles rupture.
He was really freaky.
Huh?
I'm joking.
He was at that spot you talking about.
Your head is somewhere else today.
Look,
it's Friday and sunny.
That's where my head is. Look, it's funny. You got to talk about the
Look, it's the best sport out there, right?
There's no doubt. But regardless,
is.
whatever about
to get back on point here.
yes,
To
whatever
get back
about
on point, you got to be ready. I mean, depending what decade of life you're in, as you get older, more preparation is definitely necessary. We've been using the word brittle. I started using brittle for the words for pickleball. Pickleball is usually in older individuals that when we say brittle, it's just your collagen, your tendons, your muscles. They're just a little, they don't have as much collagen and elasticity in them. You have to spend a little more extra time focusing on the stretching, the warm-up, proper warm-up. So there's just straight warm-up, then there's sport-specific warm-up.
Yeah.
So when you talk about golf and swinging, you can go stretch, you can touch your toes and all that, but golf is such a rotational sport. You got to do the bands, you got to do the rotations, you got to take the two clubs and swing them slowly in a low arc and increase to your full swing. You don't just go out there and power it out. If you're 20, yeah, you can probably do that. But when you're starting to hit 30, definitely 40s, 50s, you got to have some type of warm-up routine. And again, I've said it before, your warm-up isn't considered 2 balls off the first tee if we're just talking about golf. But if you're talking about, basketball, softball's kicking up, all these things, and you're a little bit older, and how are you getting out of the bed? When you get out of the bed in the morning, do you pop up and go to the bathroom, or do you kind of do a little back stretch and put your arms above your head?
I actually pop up. I gotta pop up that early.
I mean, you're getting up at what time?
4:30.
4:30 in the morning. I gotta stretch, I gotta roll side to side. I mean, you're still a couple decades.
Yeah, I
behind.
gotta pop right up. If I hit snooze or if I go slow, I'm going back down.
When you get out of the bed, when you get out.
Oh, yeah, I pop up pretty good.
But you don't have to stretch and walk slow and stretch your back out?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta do a little something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do a little something. So if you're spending if you're spending 20 minutes doing it, you got to be really careful on your sport. So is that the prelude to how much stretching you should do before you start playing a sport? Yeah, maybe. We'll coin that right now, depending on how long until you're like, I'm up and moving. I walk for my cup of coffee. I'm fine by the time I get to the coffee maker. Or I gotta, those kind of things will determine your level of brittleness. Let's say.
Yeah, I was gonna say kind of like for me, I think like just to wake up and go. I think that phase lasted till I was about probably like 30, like 30, like 28, 31.
Yeah.
Maybe 28 to 31, and I think from there you wake up, you still can go, but you take your time a little bit. Like now I'm 42. Like I get up out the bed and go use the bathroom, but immediately after use the bathroom, I'm
You got to.
coming here and I'm stretching,
Touching
I'm
the
getting
toes.
up. You have to start the process. So it's a real thing to that.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
it's-
quite put one foot down and take my time and breathe slow, but I know.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not 20.
The other thing is if you can climb stairs without holding onto the handrail too, going up and down.
Mm-hmm.
So those are aging process that, we're, like you said, we're doing prevention. We want to focus in on that. What Tiger did, with his Achilles, it's a combination of things. Did he do it supposedly working out? I mean, I don't know what kind of workout he was doing, if he was doing his military U.S. Navy SEALs workout or if he's just using that as a cover. I don't know.
There you go.
But I know he's in the Bahamas having fun right now.
No doubt. Guys, I wanted to get to a couple of Tigers injuries, and we did get an update within the last hour here from the Detroit Tigers. Detroit Tigers Major League Medical Update, March 21st. So this is current information. Outfielder Matt Verling, right shoulder strain, initiated a hitting progression earlier this week and has been cleared to advance his shoulder strengthening exercises. He's also completing conditioning, defensive drills, and rehab daily. So it appears that Verling with right shoulder strain is progressing. That's good news.
Yeah, those are all good things. They're calling it a strain. So they're not calling it a rotator cuff tear. There's no tear mentioned. They're being pretty detailed. And he's hitting, which is, it's the overhead work that really gets you with your shoulder. So it looks like they're preventing that from happening, and he's slowly progressing onto it. When you start talking about strengthening and resistance, that's usually, so if I say there's 4, like in my program, there's 4 phases. So initial phase to get you out of the pain, restore range of motion. and then they each overlap till you progress to resistant exercises in phase 4. So 2 and 3, you're kind of slowly going through the range. You're slowly going through your activities. You're starting light resistance, body resistance, to actual full resistant activity. So it sounds like he's probably in out of my 4-phase program, he's probably in phase 3.
All right, now for Parker Meadows. This is one that we are curious about. Parker Meadows, right upper arm inflammation.
Uh-oh.
Now, that is one, Doc, that we've heard and we believe there was a dead nerve there or something like that.
That's a fact.
But they call it right upper arm inflammation, completing conditioning, defensive drills, and rehab daily. Doesn't sound like much of an update there for that.
No, so upper arm, so probably most likely the shoulder to the elbow. So you're in the bicep, tricep area. We did hear something funny. It was a cutaneous nerve that was being disrupted or blocked or not responding. So what we do is we'll do the raking, we'll do the musculoskeletal manipulation of the area to try to free that up. It sounds like it's starting to respond, but they're still in that phase of we don't know if it's all going to come back. I don't think nobody's talking about atrophy of the muscle. Usually when you talk about nerves being blocked, you're starting to see atrophy of the muscle, not just from disuse. So like if you're casted for a while, the arm comes out of that cast, you got a lot of atrophy because of the disuse. And then there's the nerve pain also, which will cause the atrophy of it. Like me personally with my leg, I have a left leg issue, and when it happened, I lost all the muscle because of the nerve blockage in my buttocks and down the back of my leg.
Really?
That's what's going to happen with our guy, Hutchinson.
Well, Hutchinson's more because of the fracture, but his will come back quicker because he's not nerve involvement. It's atrophy because of disuse. So that way we see a better recovery. So he should look pretty symmetrical by the time season comes in with Hutchinson. So big difference versus the nerve.
Yeah, let me ask you about Alex Cobb. Tigers signed him, right-handed pitcher, in the offseason. He's been out pretty much all camp with right hip inflammation, scheduled to throw a bullpen session on Sunday. So that is something that looks like he is progressing. That's pretty good news too, right?
Yeah, I mean, when they're just saying inflammation, those are soft terms of irritation. We're not exactly sure when that inflammation is going to go down. I mean, inflammation means you take an anti-inflammatory, you should be good in 24 to 48 hours. They're minimizing it, and that's kind of where the secret sauce, some of the stuff we do, should be able to speed it up to laser therapy, certain therapies, and I think it's more about the function. Like when you say inflammation in the hips, like, oh, I've had my hip was sore. That's not it. It's that mechanics. It's the purity of the pitcher, where everything has to be in tune. You have to be a fine-tuned machine going through it all. If he feels like I can't push off that hip, I don't have the power, that's switching it. Even though we can go through full range of motion, do what we call a hip compression, range it, he has all that. But when you start talking about the ligaments and the pounding of the muscle and the bone, that's still what's probably catching him. It's like, it just doesn't feel right. I'm a little bit off. So just to translate what hip inflammation is to us working and sitting here at the desk versus a guy who's got to depend on the pure mechanics of his body to get that 95, 96 mile an hour ball.
Hey Doc, I had to get the mic because I got to ask you about this. This is a schlub injury, an injury that anybody can get. So
Other than Ryan's?
Yeah, no, it's worse than Ryan's. It's called tennis elbow.
Oh, geez.
Okay, now I just want to say, tennis elbow sounds like an easy
debilitating.
injury.
It's career-ending.
My arm is debilitated. I have no strength in my left arm anymore. I have pain when I'm laying down in bed. It wakes me up, and it's starting to go to my right elbow now. And I believe I got it from holding my damn iPhone, which is big, like this constantly, and I do most of my work on it. And now, since this arm is hurting, I'm using my right arm. So I'm feeling that this elbow is starting to go. And it's terrible. I'm going to PT, physical therapy, but it doesn't seem to be working for me. I don't know what I can do to make this strong, and I know I got to probably just come and see you.
Yeah, I mean, you've waited too long. It reminds me of Joey Koser when he had some forearm pain, and it was on his right, and he just started playing because he was playing racquetball, and he wouldn't give up, and he made it so it was painful to the point he slept, and then he started playing with the left. So he came in when his left was like 75% bad. So I'm like, it would have been nice to come, 6 months ago.
Of course.
So it's the same thing. You're allowing, and for the viewers or listeners, that's exactly a great example of what you shouldn't be doing. It's a 2-week rule, okay? So if you're having the discomfort for longer than 2 weeks and it's progressing upward, that's an automatic visit to the doc.
So the 3-month wait that I had to even think about
too
it
long.
was too long?
We can't accuse you of being doing the right thing.
Health conscious? Yeah, I get it.
No, but bottom line is that's more serious. The therapist is going to be under the gun. You have to do the laser. You have to have the special sauce. You probably need an injection at that level because if you're doing therapy and you're highly inflamed, so I tell a lot of my patients, when you're so far inflamed, you're going to therapy and you're upset because the therapist isn't, makes it feel better for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it comes back. You're
It's
just
not their
like, think of
fault.
like a big cluster
Yeah.
and it's all hot and inflamed and they go and massage it for a few minutes. It'll spring back. So
Yes.
like your tendons are like in spasm. So they'll open it up like that, feels good, but it's going to snap closed. You got to maintain it 24/7 till it pops open.
I even hold the steering wheel down underneath now.
So
and
that's
I don't
really
even
bad.
make I don't
You've
even make
known
a
me
fist.
this whole time.
I don't make a fist. I'm just going like this. I mean, it
We got to
hurts.
look. These are occupational hazards.
Yes.
Here.
See, you didn't know I had a dangerous job.
So now, when you do that, do you guys get together? Like, will you get together and do a checkup, see what the
Yeah,
hell
I'm
is
going.
going
I'm going
on?
for the special sauce. I am. No
I
question.
mean, this is good stuff because this is everyday stuff of the
I
knowledge
got Blue
base.
Cross.
Blue Cross
You got to
Blue
find
Shield.
me.
Yes.
All right, fine. We'll take a look.
You fit me
No, either way. I mean,
Corn
you're a
roll.
diagnosis from the door. You're not hard. But the thing is that you perpetuate it.
Pause.
You get to a chronic. You get crystallization into the tendon. It gets consistently worse. So you
No
need,
kidding.
He's flaccid.
No kidding. No, I can still perform.
I wasn't talking
No,
about
okay.
Hey, Doc, what do you do for a bad tailbone?
I like these Friday shows. They're very off color.
Doc, what do you do for
Forget
a,
his tailbone.
do
Worry
you-
about my elbow.
what do you do for a bad
See
tailbone?
Steph's tailbone?
I know. I felt bad for him, man.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oh.
I mean, Ryan's more important than Steph.
No, I was telling Matt. I was talking
That's
to
my
Matt.
guy.
So basically, the biggest thing with tailbones, it's hard to break them, but it's very easy to bruise them. So you probably have a bruise. The problem, if you want to give the viewers a quick update.
So I was on a bar stool with a back to it. It was a high bar stool, higher than normal. I'm resetting the TV on my wall, and I step off of the chair. But instead of hitting the floor, I hit
Yeah.
the top of my
Sure.
Chair.
Back.
And your
butt,
tailbone. Yeah.
right on my tailbone. I landed all my weight, and I had momentum going down when I
You were
stepped
almost
off.
jumping down.
Yeah, almost jumping
Yeah.
down.
Assaulted.
And I was caught right on the corner. All of
You're lucky it
my
was your tailbone.
all of my energy, yeah, right. All of my weight
lucky you
right
didn't
on
face
the
the other
corner
way.
of my
You gotta file a
tailbone.
police
I
report.
felt a pain like I'd never felt before. And this is about a week old now, and I can walk, I can go down, but I have a really
Pause.
hard time going from sitting to standing.
Yeah, so that's a classic. What happens is the pelvis, the tailbone, fits into the pelvis. So it's all like a cylinder, right? So that cylinder all has slight movements, so it can bend forward, rotate, do all that. When that tailbone gets disrupted or locked in, it's going to send a shooting pain there, and then your pelvis and your hips feel like it's locked up and you don't have that movement anymore.
Knee rotation.
So when you go from a sit to stand, you're not having there's movements of the pelvis. Like people talk about the SI joint, the sacroiliac joint. That's where your tailbone meets into the pelvis, and if that's locked up or twisted, you're going to have different mechanics and different muscles and ligaments firing when you're changing positions. The good news is that you're able to sit. Typically, you should be able. That's where those little donut hole cushions come in for you to sit on. But yeah, I mean, right now you need to reestablish your pelvic motion. Your
How do I
pelvic
do that?
You need my pillow, the one I sit on.
Yeah, I
You
actually
need
just
that.
ordered a donut pillow today.
Yeah, so the donut pillow helps for comfort, but it doesn't fix it. So you need to make sure.
How do
you
I
need
fix
to have
it?
somebody come and look at you and make sure mobilization. Not that I push chiropractors. There's nothing against a chiropractor, but that's a lot of stuff that chiropractors will. We call it mechanical back issues.
My chiropractor's out to the 30th.
My guy just left too. He's going to
Jeez,
Florida.
everybody's got a chiropractor. Nobody's got a Dr. Pierce. Everybody's got a chiropractor.
Hey Doc, if you were on the east side by me, I'd be living at your office.
I know.
We won't be moving to the east side.
I didn't think so.
Bray, get us out of here, man.
Right.
You know, it's funny.
Did we
you
get
guys-
anything done today?
Yeah, we did. You guys got me over here talking
did good.
to my guy Ben over at robotics therapy, man. About to get this adjusted. Old man stuff. No, appreciate you guys all week. Look, it's been a hell of a week, man. I see you guys jumping into the chat, and that's what we appreciate. March Madness pulled you guys in. We appreciate it. We'll keep you here. It is our job. Great week out of Ryan Ermanni, Tom Mazaway, Peace Spivak, and my man Ricky Burns, and then Doc. Always good to see you, man. I love these Fridays. Get to see you.
Yeah.
Get to start Friday off the right way when we get to see Doc. We all need to see him outside of work.
Yeah,
too,
right.
It appears.
Looking for the upset tonight.
Upset tonight. Look, man.
What upset?
At the end of
He
the
thinks
day,
Michigan State's going to lose.
Stir in
No!
the pot. Stir in the
I
pot.
know Ryan started the pot.
MSU,
Show's
go
over. We'll see you
green.
guys next week. Have a hell of a weekend. Go to church.
Go, guys. Go green. Yes. Both.
Mike's up.